most of you guys know where this guy's coming from, but I remember watching this guy playing Third Strike and doing some crazy stuff with Urian, and I was like, this dude is raw. And then I saw him doing some tech and stuff, and I was like, this dude is raw. Then I saw him playing Street Fighter 4, and I was like, man, I'm noticing the consistency here. This dude's pretty good. But again, my thing to me, what I really take away from him and just listening to him talk about fighting games is the way JimmyJTran's perspective on being a competitor, being somebody who wants to be the best, what kind of mentality that takes. And man, the way I've heard him on a certain show, kind of talking to another popular content creator, talking about having faith in your ability as a competitor to adapt. So after the loss yesterday, after JimmyJTran came out for around Evo Japan, came to Tadakai Tuesday, he hit me up. He was like, yo, where are people playing this game? I said, come to Tadakai Tuesday, man. And he sat down, he played with Jin for like an hour, and then dipped. And we never saw him again. Man of mystery. But what I'm curious about is, what is Jin's response to this? You know, you get this double Jeopardy scenario like this. How is he going to play, especially being, like you said, leveraging shield and other defensive mechanics to mitigate as much damage and zoning potential as possible from those black keys that CL is going to be throwing?
And one thing that we've seen consistently from Jing is that he is quick to adapt, and once he understands what his opponent is throwing out, he will punish that until the opponent makes an adjustment.
Two very rational players too.
Incredibly.
And the big thing about this is both of these characters, what you're going to see, it's not really the most crazy kind of movement. They highlight something very simple about this game, and it's the best thing about this game, the movement. Watch how these players pilot these characters.
Yes, the movement is what sets Melty Blood apart from other series, and that's what draws people to this, because you can move so freely and be so creative.
It feels good to just move around.
It does, and look at the respect that the two of them have to make. But they are caught with the air ladle and the dust setup. This is the start of how Jing likes to play clean into that EX table, because he's built the bar. He also has a bar here, probably gonna, no, did not decide to end an EX ladle, but that is something I want people to watch out for.
Yeah, so the big thing is those cake extensions off a hit, it really just is about adding damage, getting a little bit more positioning so that Hisui can do that simple jump over Okazeme that you do. It's very basic, but very effective just because of how visually ambiguous what side she can fall on is, and then Jing can control it and make her fall on different sides. So Jimmy J with this hard knockdown here, Bento set, the bomb is planted.
Yeah,
bomb has been planted.
Okay, and now you have the EX Dust, which is really difficult to move around, but because of that, Jing was able to throw over the dust and create the situation where Jimmy could not get out of. The overhead does come out Jing so clean.
It's like we said, right? If you like ECW, if you like the Dudley Boys, this is the character for you. She's coming with tables, she's coming with ladles, she's coming with chairs, she's just jumping through the air using juggernaut frames on you. But here we go.
Look at the simplicity from Jing. Just jump out of the corner. Nothing fancy, but it's clean.
So the reason why Jin is also setting that bento mine is because that's, again, a lane you can cut off on the screen.
Exactly.
It functions as a mine, essentially. So if Jimmy wants to try to run in and press offense, he has to beware of running into those bento setups, because that's going to give Jin a free launch.
The way that these two are playing in neutral
they're slow playing.
Incredible.
This is godlike. Using the rush punch down. And here we go. This is going to be good carry, good damage, cake extension. I'm assuming no. Not willing to spend the bar here. Just going to take the knockdown. Hard knockdown off that air super.
And now the double jump there with a BC counter. So if you also press that button, that's when you get that situation where they cross each other up in those sets.
And this is going to be the hard part for Jimmy, is opening up the Hisui player, especially someone who's as good defensively as Jin.
He's so clean. Every decision is tactical and it's calculated, and you can see that.
And again, just take my hard knockdown here.
Jumps again. Overhead coming out. Bento's set up. Bento with the cake goes for it. Jimmy's
visual mix-up. Jimmy sees it. Dust Cloud, lock you. Oh my God.
Jimmy, this is ridiculous. Does finally get opened up by the overhead. It's a shame. That whole 10 seconds of him blocking was incredible. And like you said, the visual confusion, the way that he was mixed, he could not see the character because CL was behind the bento and the table.
The cake set like that takes place in the foreground, so it creates visual mix-ups like that. Jimmy's still able to see the overheads and block, and he just committed to guard. That's something that, if you listen to him talk about his perspective on a lot of games, especially competitively, option rotation is very important for him. Whether it's mashing on, this scenario, or committing to guard in this scenario where normally you would look to do something else. Here you go, big air fatal hit. This is going to be big damage for CL. And launch. Or safe jump setup, 4-6, 4-8. That's not bad damage right now. Taking and grabbing.
right? Like we said before, strike throw super important for CL as a character.
This is her offense.
And we're seeing it right here set up. Very clean, throwing every black key, ending it in an EX. Jumps again, brief overhead, that could have been it, but unfortunately Jing catches it. Jing went for a one thing, and a perfect from Jimmy.
This is what CL can do if you can play that strike throw very well, and JimmyJTran is obviously coming from his background. He is very good at watching opponents' defensive habits. You got to think about how he plays Tekken, right? He's used to looking for people, hey, what kind of defensive techniques are you going to use if I do the first 2 hits of the string? He's brought that skill and ability to this game, especially with regards to shield usage.
That backdash was so smart, and then the projectiles coming out. Jimmy taking advantage of this corner situation. He's got full moon. He spends 1 count of magic circuit. Is he going to do it again? No, the micro charge, something we saw so much from Jimmy yesterday, building it up. Another huge hit from Jimmy.
This is, again, big damage here. Going to be, what, 45-92? Next touch wins. Jimmy
the throw.
Taking and grabbing.
Oh, a blood heat coming out from Jing, though. This could be really big. He's going to get all of that vital source, the recoverable health back, pressuring Jimmy back in the corner. Jimmy patient, a heat out from him.
And that was scary. He waited to the last moment of the blood heat activation. If that would have gotten baited, it would have been game.
He got shielded. Jimmy in the corner gets hit with the overhead from Jing.
Big table here. Again, going to juggle. Gets no bars here to work with, so he's going to just take this and get the air knockdown. Simple mix-up here. Same side.
Oh, the
catches
backdash.
the backdash. Probably doing an anti-backdash OS there. Able to snipe him with that low-reaching, crouching sweep button. The same side? No. Same side low.
Oh,
Jimmy commits to shield.
CL out of there. The micro charge from Jing got 50% moon from that, so if they need to use moon drive activation, they can. Jimmy, though, catches here, using the keys, pushing Jing into the corner, going to build the third bar magic
Okay, the safe jump.
Okay.
Safe jump.
Safe jump right there.
Drive activation.
Into the heat.
Stop the clock.
10
Fatal
seconds
counter.
left. Jimmy!
JimmyJTran is knocking on the door right here, doing something crazy.
And I just want to point out, we're back to 2 out of 3.
Next game, oh my God, JimmyJTran versus the defending EVO champion, Jing. Oh, wow, this is going to a game 3. I did not have this on my crystal ball.
I didn't have anything on my crystal ball at this point. Throw the whole bracket away
I
because
did not
this
see
is
this.
Melty Blood type Lumina at EVO 2023.
Let's go. In double jeopardy, too?
Oh my God.
Item throw. Jimmy
That's
commits
one
to
of the
shield.
first times that Jing has used item throw. That is something he uses so rarely.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to use against CL just because of the threat of keys, right? It's fairly easy for her to react, and you don't want to try to play this item throw game versus her like that. You have to use item throw with different application. Wow, and again, look at how these projectiles,
oh, there he goes.
They work as Rekkas almost. So you saw there, Jim was willing to press. Jimmy J just let it rip.
He did, gonna spend the EX here again. This is such a consistent combo for Jimmy.
And you see him just doing the jump kick, safe jump like that. This is all just like safe pressure. And using the reverse beat system.
Opens him up low.
Another big counter hit. This character in her offense is, again, strike throw. She's very good at being able to punish you for air and presses. Jimmy leveraging all the meter to go up set point against the EVO 2022 champ. Okay. Woo! Okay, this is a big one. Jing with 4 bars to work with damn near. What's the approach? Throw thing, big
overhead.
jump table.
Yeah, Jing has everything to work with. Don't think he's going to spend it all here. He's going to spend 1 for that table.
Jin, his voyage here was so hard.
Does he have to give it up now, though? He doesn't want to.
Take extension.
This is that clean gameplay we saw so much yesterday.
And which way's the drift? Same side high.
Woo! The key throw, EX, it's shielded
That's a
though.
lockout.
That's huge.
So can he take this round without using meter is the question. Or just spending 1 is fine. Drop. That's going to close out. Okay, so this is big.
Final round.
Oh my God. I did not have this spend at all. JimmyJTran versus Jing. To see who's going to go to losers final.
The respect, the way they're just walking. Catches right, weaves through the projectiles.
The fadeaway table like this. And 3 bars built. You know he just wants to go in the knockdown every time. Take extension. You're going to take the damage from it.
Gonna get that hard knockdown. Oh, shielded.
Big
grab.
roll.
What a punish. The
Push into the bento.
Oh, what a wake up
Defiant
from
mash
Jimmy.
from Jimmy.
Get that EX. He's got
In the
3
safe
of them.
jump.
Yep, right there. Catches
The
the
backdash.
backdash. He's put him into the corner.
3 bars. 1, 2.
Oh, he just spent one. He's going to build a third
He
one
was
up,
so
though.
close to being
the
after the fourth.
micro charge too. We've got the moonshine. The tech on the throw. Jimmy getting it with the overhead. He's trying everything he can.
You have to beware of EX Ladle, though. EX Ladle's this is a haymaker.
Oh my gosh.
Air unblockable! JimmyJTran! Air unblockable to finish like that. JimmyJTran over the defending EVO 2022 champion. That is crazy.
Jimmy moving on to losers finals.